Hello everybody, welcome back to Sports Talk with Hardball Unlimited. I'm Chris.
Josh.
Chad.
This week we're going to get jump right in. This is episode 4. This week's rundown, we have MLB free agency, yearly reward reviews, or what we thought about the rewards that came out for the MLB, college football talk, a little bit of Ohio State, Michigan talk, and around the NFL, obviously, and game picks. So we're going to jump right into some MLB free agency. Your team signed a significant piece this week to a couple-year deal.
Rizzo's back.
Rizzo's back.
Love
He was a player I really thought would fit in anywhere. Like you could send him anywhere, and he's going to just fit into that team.
it. Yeah, championship pedigree, leader in the clubhouse, hits for average, got some pop, not too bad.
He's not too intelligent, wants to play New York.
And the Cubs. He played with the Cubs in New York.
Yeah. Be better.
Got his first ring in Chicago. He'll be the second in New York. Legendaries.
Listen, that still hurts me when you say that.
Listen, you attacked first.
I did not. I just said,
He said, what did you say about Rizzo?
why would you want to be a Yankee?
Win.
You hear this hostility, you'll realize why in a little bit when you see Chad's video. It's actually calmed down quite a bit.
Maybe the reason you may not get another top 5.
Maybe.
I should get all the time. Mine was correct.
But we'll move on. Your team still has quite a few free agents left on the market.
Yeah, the big one's Judge still.
But I think it's everything I've seen. I'm beginning to think more and more he's going to be.
Well,
Like he did a video with Jimmy Kimmel where they were taking pictures and stuff like that, and fans didn't know it was him. He's an umpire. And Jimmy Fallon. Yeah, Jimmy Fallon. And Jimmy Fallon kept saying, "I just want you to be in New York." Like playing with him and everything. It was very. And I'm really starting to think he's just going to be.
Well, listen, there was a leak out on Yankee Avenue when I was reading that they offered $337 million as a first offer, qualifying offer. That's a lot of cash.
A lot of cash.
And he turned it down.
No, he hasn't done anything.
I think he's leaving.
It's leaked out that was the first
The
offer.
more and more I see it, I think he's leaving.
Well, listen, he's going to get winded out of there. I mean, if you're going to be, this is probably your last chance of being a free agent. I take all the free agents. There's 32 teams that want to talk to me. I talk to all of them.
I think he's going to be a Dodger.
I think he's going to be a Dodger now. What do you think of that? What do you think of that, Chad?
I just think he's going to be a Dodger. They cut Bellinger, designated him for assignment. Trey Turner's gone. David Price's big contract's gone. They might need some offense.
Listen, if he turns down 337, I mean, there's only a handful of teams.
I think the Dodgers signed him for $380 million.
See, I saw that they came out and they said that no one is going to outspend the Yankees to get Aaron Judge. And I kind of feel like that's cool. Like I feel like they wanted to put that out there and try to scare off some teams. Like,
Well, see, the bad thing, Hal even said that.
yeah,
Hal come out and said that in an interview with Yes, because it's not going to be about money.
I hope somebody drives it up and the Yankees give him $430 million. Back-ended.
but I really feel like that wasn't. I think that was all for sure.
I don't think you go on TV and say that for sure. I don't think so. And the other thing I think is Judge is one of them that wanted to keep a lot of it private. Like he didn't offer much. He just said kept it pretty sweet and simple. So I think he learned from the last time letting that leak out about what their talks were. He's trying to do his
Well, listen, he's the guy, right? He's the best free agent available.
Yeah.
That's fact. I mean, there's no.
He has to take the most money. Well, he should. But the Players Union's going to want him to take the biggest contract because he sets the market for everybody else.
Right.
Like he's going to determine what Trey Turner gets to some sort of a.
And you may not see a lot of big names signed until he kind of gets close to figuring what he's going to do.
I don't think he will, but I think the longer it goes, the worse it is for New York.
All right, we'll move on from the Judge talk because we do it every week, and we probably will for a while because I think this is going to be a. We still have one more, Benintendi.
Listen, I like Benintendi. I think he fits everything the Yankees wanted and why they traded for him. Unfortunately, got hurt. The Yankees want less strikeouts, higher base percentage, and he played really good defense. I think he fits perfect in left field. gives them another option because you know Hicks probably ain't going to stay healthy all season.
They need to move on.
At some point, yes.
They need to move on.
And signing Benintendi would make it easy.
He's going to Houston.
Benintendi?
Yeah. He's going to go play left.
I think Chad, honestly, these Yankees ain't getting nobody back.
I predicted Aaron Judge to sign, man. I think it's going to be a non. But, I mean,
the way they spend money, they will outspend the Yankees. They will, you know what I mean? Like, they have
and he gets to go to LA?
I don't think Aaron Judge is an LA guy, though.
He is. Him and Mookie.
Like, I think he'd be like if it was the Giants, it's a little different. But the wanting to be in Hollywood and all that stuff, I don't see that as.
Well, listen, the Giants are still in play, right? I mean,
I would think so. I mean, listen, no matter whoever big name becomes a free agent, your hometown team always comes in. I don't think that matters to everybody. If my hometown is cold weather and then maybe I don't want to live there,
like New York.
like
Yeah, maybe it's not
See, summer I could just play there. But
Well, we'll move on from the Benintendi talk. Who else we got around the league? Chad, you think is going to be signed soon?
Soon, I don't know. Like, it's going to have to be pitchers, right? Like, relievers are coming off the board.
Yeah.
So you would assume it to be pitchers. Maybe DeGrom goes?
Where do we think he's? Like, I haven't heard any super interested parties.
I've seen a report that said he wanted to stay in Queens.
that's what I've heard. And listen, I mean, if you get a healthy DeGrom, he's worth whatever you want to pay. And everybody should pay. That's the only thing that scares me. He can stay healthy.
Well, I mean, and if Houston loses Verlander,
Do we think Verlander's leaving?
he opted out. I mean, I don't know why you would want to leave.
He'd probably opt out and get another year.
Or to get some more money?
Right. But then I seen the Mets were in on
Why would you leave the Houston Astros away for that trash and organization? The Mets would never, they're just not doing it.
it. Well, listen, I mean, he's won a couple World Series.
Maybe Kate.
Yes, Cy Young.
Maybe Kate wants to live in New York. Maybe that's the thing.
Maybe she does.
He's a Yankee.
Well, that doesn't say much about it.
Yeah. Kate, we liked you before.
Yeah, listen. I mean, I don't know if I was Houston, why wouldn't you just get that deal?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, it's going to be big.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I mean, he might get 2 for $70. He might get $35 million a year. But I mean, arguably the best pitcher in baseball.
Yeah, I
I mean,
definitely.
you just want to sign him.
Yeah, just want to say it.
If I'm Houston, I get it.
Yeah, you got to get it done, and then they have to address. I think they were big on a Brady too.
Or
Let's think about this. So, I agree that he's the best pitcher in baseball this year. How old? 38 now, right? Verlander? He's 38 years old.
Testing.
He's 38 years old. Do you want to pay that kind of money when you have a Valdez behind him?
Yeah, because you have
It's a year window at Houston right now. All these championships, all those bad years you went through, those 100-loss seasons. It's
But what I'm saying is, if you could replace him with a DeGrom and move on from Verlander, get a little younger. I mean, yeah,
But
Grom's still a little
then you get
injury
back to
prone.
that.
Little injury prone.
Is it worth getting two more great years of Verlander, weighing maybe DeGrom half a season?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think Verlander over
he's-
DeGrom.
DeGrom probably cost more than Verlander. Lengthwise.
Listen, DeGrom wasn't good down the stretch.
No.
He got beat up by
But
Atlanta.
listen, DeGrom
Got beat up in the playoffs.
He showed numerous times he can be the best pitcher. He's got to stay healthy.
In the first 162.
Right.
Justin can do it.
This season he did. He hasn't been great in the postseason.
Well, he hasn't been great in the World Series.
Yeah, in years past, he hasn't shown that in the World Series. He came back and had a better outing in the World Series this year.
In this era, to post the ERA and the numbers he did,
Yeah.
at 30, 38, 39, you just go ahead and pay it. And what Scherzer did? Scherzer
I
get
heard that's what he wants.
$43 million.
He wants
This
his
is
Scherzer money.
yeah, this is annual. He's better than Max Scherzer. I would want more. Give me 50.
Do we have anywhere we think surprising signing?
I got one for you.
Okay.
Contreras to the Cardinals. Leaves the Cubs, goes to the rival Cardinals. They just got rid of Gotti, right? You need somebody from behind the plate.
Yeah.
You definitely want an offensive catcher. Fits in perfect. Fits in with Nolan and Schmidt. He fit perfect.
I don't see that.
I think that would be.
He's a little too, like, not many of the Cardinals are flashy. Contreras is a little bat flip. That's a little, what?
That's a.
Maybe they need a little.
They don't. They don't. They need a better starting rotation.
Who are they going to? I mean, they need a catcher too.
They do need a catcher.
Who are you going to get?
I would get Murphy.
Right now.
Murphy from Oakland.
But that's going to be a trade.
Yeah.
Right. What I'm talking about free agents right now, behind the plate. If you can make a big splash like that, especially in your lineup, good glove, he can hit, and he's your rival's heart. Welcome to St. Louis.
Just doesn't seem like a Cardinal move.
Welcome to St. Louis. It may not be, but I just think that would be. I would love to see that.
What do you think, Chad? What's one that you surprising sign?
Surprising signing that I would see.
Yeah, like the Indians go sign.
Well, the Indians are not signing.
No, that's an example. That's just an example.
I'll say I'll stick with Dansby Swanson.
Okay.
To the Texas Rangers. They move him to second base. They have him and Seager in the middle of their lineup.
Still bad.
I mean, it helps.
It helps, but they're not like that doesn't change it.
Do you want to go there if you're Swanson?
Yeah, like
I want to get paid.
Well, yeah, but I mean, again, maybe a little less to a winner every year.
No, I want paid.
Okay.
Like this is probably Dansby's last one, right? He's going to get 8 years.
Yeah.
Probably.
well, that's the biggest thing. Like we talk about Mike Trout contract. He signed with that team for a long time. Like has to do
We
something.
may never see Mike Trout in the playoffs.
I think we will. Listen, they made 2 really good signings, I think. Well, one really good signing, one trade. Gio Urshela, they can move him to shortstop.
Yep.
If Rendon's healthy, you can move Fletcher to second. They probably need a first baseman. But, I mean, at least they're trying. Yes, they're trying. I have no idea why they don't sign relievers.
Well, listen, the big thing re-signing Otani.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm not too stressed in Anaheim about the show. If it's me.
Listen, I like Rendon, but if he can't stay healthy, you have nobody in there that scares me outside of Trout. If Otani leaves.
For sure, without a doubt.
Well, they got to get something.
If you don't re-sign Otani, then
I don't know. They need bullpen. Well, listen, they weren't terrible all year last year. Like the first
and
60 games, they looked like the best team in the West.
And you got to remember too, we met Mike Trout with that whatever it is injury or whatever he has. We may never see the Mike Trout.
The bad thing is the Angels are now having to compete with Seattle also. Like, there's more teams that's better than you.
And Texas is trying to do
Before it was just we got to figure out how we can match up with Houston. Well, now how can we match up with Houston and Seattle?
Well, I think Oakland's the only team in that division that really doesn't care for that.
That's probably true.
Because Texas spent big money on Seager, spent big money on Marcus Semien. They're probably going to get another piece. So they want to win, obviously. They're just not good at constructing the baseball team. But, I mean, the Angels want to win. I mean, obviously. They want to win. Maybe they don't know how. And listen, Trout's not. He hit, what, 40?
No, and listen,
He had a great year.
I don't blame the Angels for doing what they did with Trout because you can't let Trout walk away.
Oh, 100%.
But the bad thing is,
I blame Trout for staying.
I know you want to make $400 million. Okay, well, congrats. We can't do anything.
Well, I mean, he said, like, he just wants to know where he's going to be.
Well, you're there.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Listen, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame.
And fourth place in the West Division of the American League for the rest of your life.
No, come on.
He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
They're not the Dodgers. Like, they can't just eat that and it's okay, we'll just keep signing. It's just not who they
I
are.
mean, do you think Mike Trout's an angel forever?
I think he is, yeah.
That's okay.
I don't think he is. I think at some point they move him.
I think his career's going
Who
down.
bites the back end of that contract? Especially with already hurt back.
Well, they're gonna have to. Well, they're gonna have to eat a lot of it.
I don't think they would ever
Why?
trade him. I don't think so. He's the.
I think they would.
I
the
think.
only reason they trade him is if maybe just he's falling down.
But if Shohei does leave in 2 years, I mean, I can see a scenario like that.
He would have to be playing that.
I don't think so.
They couldn't do it. It would look so bad to their market. If he's still hitting 40
Especially
home runs a
if you
year.
lost Otani.
Yeah.
Listen, you say.
You don't sign Otani, now you're going to trade Trout.
Yeah.
Listen, my Marlins still have a team.
Well,
And that's what they did. They're just like,
if you're going to do
No.
that, then you need to
Blow it
you should
up.
blow it up.
well, at that point, yeah, but they're going to
So
show
why try to win now?
because they want to win with Trout.
But they just don't have the money enough dollars. They're trying to
Well,
win.
they do have the money. Look
They're
at their
trying to
payroll.
win baseball games like the Dodgers.
Well, they spent on money.
Yeah,
They gave Rendon $350 million. And I like Anthony Rendon, but
yeah, $7 million two players, or $700 million two players.
yeah, I just don't see. Look at the deal they gave Pools. Like, absolutely ridiculous.
For sure. Well, we'll digress a little bit. Calm down. We'll move on. We'll talk about some yearly reward results within the Major League Baseball. We might as well go ahead and start with the MVP.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge.
We talk about
Is
it.
there any doubt? Like I think we all agree that he deserves it.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't. I know everyone wants to talk about Shohei, but 62.
62. I mean, I definitely think there's an argument for Shohei.
Small.
No, I think it's bigger than small.
Shohei is doing things we've never seen before. It's going to be like the Michael Jordan effect, where he's great, everyone knows he's great, but you're going to expect him to do it every year, and you're going to forget about how great he really is, because you just expect it every year. And unfortunately, I feel like that's what's going to happen to the top.
Well, it's hard. Like you said, you're seeing things that haven't been done ever, at least in like 100 years. You know what I mean? And I think he just I think any other year in baseball history he wins
Oh,
the
yeah.
MVP. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
I mean, that's what I said. Like, I think you can make an argument that it. Like, if you had one guy to take, and you could either have Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani.
You're gonna take Aaron Judge.
Would you
The
really?
Yankees better. Listen,
That's a hard question.
If you're
It's not as
starting a
easy. It's not as easy as I just jumped up and said it. If I'm starting a brand new team, I'm probably taking Shohei.
I'm taking Shohei.
If I'm a team already, and I have decent pitching, I'm taking Aaron Judge over.
right. Well, listen, I think that's basically what won him the MVP. I know everyone's talking about 62, but the Yankees might not make the playoffs without him.
Exactly. It's the most valuable player.
You're single-handedly
Not the best player.
carrying
Right,
your
no,
team.
I don't have a problem with Judge winning the MVP. I'm just saying that I think it should have been closer than what it was.
Yeah, if you're doing a fresh draft, I think everybody takes Shohei first.
Absolutely. I think Shohei's a better player.
I mean, all around for what he offers.
For what he
What
offers,
you get out
He
of it.
fills two positions.
and not just like he's not an average pitcher,
Right.
and he's not an average hitter.
But if
He's
you have,
above and above.
if you have 3 above average pitchers, I'm gonna take Judge over Shohei.
That's tough.
Like if you had the Yankees,
Yes,
if you had the Yankees pitching staff, would you take Shohei or would you take Judge?
Shohei. Their staff isn't that good.
I don't think it's awful.
No, it's
not awful,
It's
but-
an above average staff.
I mean, Nestor Cortez probably pitched a little above what Nestor Cortez is.
If you have the Houston's pitching staff, starters,
I take Shohei.
I'm taking Judge again. Now, if you're gonna talk to me about like Seattle or something like that, okay, go Shohei. You need the player. You need to play both positions.
I like Seattle's staff.
But,
I like
but you need that because if you Seattle's trying to do that. Like they need the
Well, we're
most
not
they
bad
can.
anymore.
They're still not.
Luis Castillo, Robbie Ray's pretty.
I mean, but they're still not it yet.
Right. You just don't really pitch the Jordan Alvarez. Idiots.
But we'll digress. We talk about Judge all the time. Move on to the NL MVP. Josh picked him last time we were on.
Listen, I just think he's an overall really good player. I think he hits well. I think he does a lot of good things what the Cardinals need. Again, Cardinals maybe don't make the playoffs without what he did.
No, they don't, for sure.
Defensively, he's a good first baseman. Offensively, he helped carry that team. He took the pressure off home. As much as I love Yachty, the greatest player Yachty is, as much as I praise him, we got to show him, man, hitting offensively.
Well, I think you said the key right there, like to both. Like, if you look at Judge and Goldschmidt, both of their teams don't make the playoffs without them. Shohei's team couldn't make the playoffs with them.
Right.
Let alone imagine what they would be without him. Like that's the biggest thing over there. They added more value to their team in the long.
Yeah, no, well, I thought Machado could have been close.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I don't think the Padres make the playoffs without
I
maybe
thought
Machado.
Machado, yeah, you could definitely have a good second for him. I just think Goldschmidt was just the best player.
I think he deserved it.
And we'll move on. Cy Youngs. Who we have win the NL? Josh, right?
Alcantara.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was trying to think.
I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, I mean, numbers. I mean, listen, Miami's a really, really bad baseball team. But see, the Alcantara's.
The thing you saw with him that you don't see much in baseball anymore, he pitches deep in the games.
Oh yeah, lots.
You don't see that. I mean, everyone says, "Yeah, I want to do it."
They're all
Managers don't do it. I mean, he pitched deep into the games.
So did Verlander.
Yes.
Verlander pitched 2 Cy Youngs.
I think see Verlander win one again. What has it been? 10, 12 years since he won his last one?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like I looked it up and I couldn't find really good stats on like the biggest gap between the Cy Youngs for players, but that has to be up there. I would think like the players with 3 like.
Is he the oldest player to ever win one?
I don't know.
That I don't know either, but that'd
Gotta
be
be
interesting. He's got to be
a short list, I would imagine.
Very, like, who else would have? Nolan didn't win a Cy Young.
No,
Didn't win any. He was when they're good, but I mean,
Yeah, I couldn't think of it.
I can't think of anybody older than Verlander that would have. Maybe there is. There probably.
I mean, Verlander at this point is basically leaving the ball field and going to the nursing home.
Well, listen, I mean, probably before this one, but now for sure, like, there's a direct path to Cooperstown. For that guy.
Oh, I mean, I said it a few times. Like, Verlander might be in like my top 5 pitchers.
He's got to be up there.
Yeah, like
He's in the conversation.
His World Series stats kind of hurt him a little bit, but like as a regular season pitcher, like he's got to be.
Excellent.
Yeah,
For sure.
I mean, Maddox.
Maddox.
Really good. Yeah, Pedro.
Say his name.
Roger.
Say his name.
Pedro.
Roger.
How many Cy Young?
That's a good question.
6.
Yes.
Congratulations, Roger.
All right, trivia question. Real
Cheater.
quick, we'll jump in. Who has the most Cy Young?
Oh, Roger's got 6.
What is it, Cy Young himself?
I don't know either. I just thought maybe one of you guys would know.
I don't know. I don't have like any opinion.
Somebody has to have 7.
Check it out. Google.
If Roger has the most, like, probably whatever it is.
Who's up there? I really don't know who. How many Pedro have?
Well, he's not touching that.
No.
Pedro had 2 or 3.
Surprisingly, it is Chad's all-time favorite pitcher, Roger Clemens. Yeah. That's 7.
7.
7.
There you
Yeah. Second trivia question. Who has the most Gold Gloves in baseball history?
go. Greg Maddox.
Greg Maddox is correct.
There should not be a gold glove for pitcher. That's ridiculous. How many plays do they make?
They made a lot.
Yeah, it's not a comeback. Like, slow pitch softball, they should give a pitching gold glove. Just listen. Been there. Woo. In the mix, you're the best. Congratulations.
All right, well, we'll digress a little bit. We'll move on. We're going to take a quick break, and Chad's going to talk to you about his new series he's going to be doing, his top fives. So we'll be right back after that.
Chad here, coming to you with a top 5 hated players. Before that, we'll get into a couple honorable mentions. First one being the Rocket, Roger Clemens. I can't stand him. I wish Mike Piazza would have killed him. He threw a bat at him. Not a good person, in my opinion. Second honorable mention, Derek Jeter. Yes, Josh, don't be happy, but Derek Jeter. Maybe a little bit overrated, maybe, outside of New York. If he plays in the Twins, probably no one even knows who he is. I just don't like Derek Jeter. So let the list begin. Number 5, Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper is a douche. I'll just start there. Bryce Harper in high school was the same way, and he still is. He's a me guy, and I hate him, and I hope he strikes out every at bat he's up. On to number 4, which is tied because I couldn't decide. So I just put them together. Emmitt Smith and Deion Sanders. I hate them. Maybe because they played with the Cowboys and I hate the Cowboys. You could probably lump Troy Aikman in there too because I don't like him either. But Emmitt Smith, overrated. Congratulations, you ran by the best offensive line in football history. Woo, good job. Deion Sanders. No, I can't do primetime. Number 3, Alex Rodriguez. I don't even know what to say about Alex Rodriguez. I hate him. Hate him. He's just not a good person, to me. Number 2 and number 1, very tough decisions. Flip-flopped them back and forth both times. Number 2, Tom Brady. Cannot be happier that Tom Brady is having a terrible season. And I hate him, and he's from Michigan. So I hate him even more. Which brings me to number 1, LeBron James. I can't even explain to you how much I hate LeBron James. I hope he never wins a basketball game again. And I hate him. Hate him, hate him, hate him. I wish he never went back to the Cavs. And he sucks.
All right, and we're back. Chad so kindly reminded me as we went to the break that we had forgotten to do. Is very excited to talk about Manager of the Year. That goes to Frank Gunn, and he's well deserved.
I don't think he is.
I mean, you can have wrong opinions. It's okay.
Right, you have one.
Are you going to become the Orioles manager?
Yeah, bring it on. Like, that's a 110 loss team. That in September has a chance to go to the playoffs.
But there's not a Guardians fan out there that said.
Do you know any of the Baltimore Oriole pitchers? Because nobody else in America does.
There's not a Guardians fan out there that said they were going to make the playoffs.
Mention people in the MVP.
Josh, you said you had them pick 3rd.
I had them pick 3rd in the division.
Listen, I'm saying Terry Francona did a good job. He can get a pat on the back, maybe give him a little raise. But for Hyde not to win it is absolutely ridiculous. The Baltimore Orioles haven't been relevant since Cal Ripken.
I think you're looking at the overall picture of what he did for the franchise, which was amazing. He did a great job.
Which gives him
Francona won a division title and won a playoff series. I think that wins him the manager of the year.
No.
I think it does.
His players want him
The Orioles still finished 3rd.
Yeah, 3rd.
Now, granted, listen, super tough division. I get it.
Right.
But you still finished 3rd in the division. good job of what you did. Let's see what you can do with it now that you've set your ways with this young team. Maybe set yourself up to win Manager of the Year next year. I really think Terry Francona, for what he did, winning the division title, winning the playoff series, and taking the Yankees to 5 games, I think he was it.
Oh, I 100% agree. I couldn't agree more. I think, like, without Terry Francona, what do we do this year? Yeah. Without
How much more?
Wait. Without him in Baltimore, what do they do this year? They do the same thing.
It was 110 games
They
a year.
get fourth instead of third in the division.
Listen,
I
get what you're saying. I really get what you're saying. Like, I totally agree with your thinking.
Like, who's more talented? The Indians or the Orioles?
Yes, I think the Indians will.
Correct, right. Shane Bieber, like, it goes down the list. You have the best closer in the game.
Right.
Jose might be an MVP candidate. Jimenez got MVP votes.
But listen,
You have Gold Glove outfielders. Who do the Orioles have?
just doing better doesn't always win you.
It should.
Listen, I get what you're saying, but
That's not how it works, though.
yeah.
It is. Well,
Listen,
like,
maybe you have
it's a travesty.
maybe it happens if the Guardians don't win the Central. But I think with them winning the Central and winning a playoff series, really puts Francona on there.
And that's what we talked about,
The
too.
Orioles were projected at 106 losses. 106.
But all they did was just get better. You just got better. That's all you
Yeah, but right.
Well, here, like we talked about earlier with, like, the MVP versus best player in the league. I don't think anybody would disagree that Shohei is probably the best player in the league. But he wasn't the most valuable player to his team this year.
You know who Brandon Hyde was more valuable to the Orioles than Francona?
No.
He can, come on. Like, he can run Shane Bieber out every 5 days. Brandon Hyde can't run Shane Bieber out every 5 days.
I mean,
You have an MVP candidate at third base. Gold Glovers in the outfield. The Orioles don't have none of that crap.
of the Orioles.
That's why he's the manager.
That's it. We'll digress and move on, and we'll move on to some college football talk. We had some crazy college football games this weekend.
Nuts.
We'll go ahead and start with that TCU game, Chad. Chad, what do you think of that?
Well, they should have lost.
Cojones.
Yeah.
Cojones. How do you got no timeouts, running our play? They say you need exactly 16 seconds to get your field goal team up. They had 16 seconds.
It worked.
It worked. Woo! Like, I really thought they were going to beat there. I really did. Like, TCU didn't look good in the second half, and that's their thing.
Yeah.
I was really shocked to see it. I mean, not really. I mean, they played a tough team, but TCU did not look as sharp as they have so far this year.
They didn't look like the number 14 in the country.
No. Then we'll move on to number 3.
Woo!
Number 2, because that TCU game ends. You shoot over and you go to Michigan, and they have a last-second field goal to win a game.
Listen, I think they showed what they are offensively without Edwards and Coral. They're dependent, extremely dependent on them too and JJ.
Well, listen, Jim can't win if he can't run the ball.
Well, no, that's what they're all based on.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying. Jim's never been able to, like,
That's all.
last year they beat Ohio State because they ran the football.
So if those two are out, it might be ugly next week. And
I think it should be ugly regardless.
The thing that worried me the most is JJ missed wide open passes. Like they could have been up 14, maybe 17 in the fourth quarter, even without the guys that they were missing.
For sure.
But missed some easy passes. That's what's.
They're about to play some athletes they ain't never played this year.
I watching that game, like, I don't think it can. I think it's a close game either way, with them or without them. Your defense plays very consistent football. I mean, I think it has to be next man up mentality. You have to.
But there's a big gap.
You've got one of the best offensive lines.
Yes, there's a big gap.
I agree. Like, we go from Mayan Williams to our rookie Dalen. There's a big gap. You know what I mean? But you still got one of the best offensive lines in the
Coral
country.
is a Heisman candidate. You take that away from a team that predominantly runs the football, then not only that, take the number 2 running back away. That's not good. You're in trouble.
I mean, I agree. I think it was an ugly game. I mean, I am actually glad that I want to be there.
Absolutely.
I want to be there. Well, then we'll
Have a safe trip to Columbus, boys.
yeah. Good luck. Not really. We'll talk more about the Ohio State Buckeyes, Michigan stuff a little bit. We'll talk a lot about it on the next podcast. Move on to the Buckeyes game, play 3:30. What's you see, Chad?
I mean, survive in advance, I guess. I mean, consistency-wise, they got back to running the football. They were able to run the football. So that's good.
We need it for next week.
Yeah, we're going to need it a little bit. I mean, closer than I would have liked.
Listen, and this is what I said, and everybody was ripping on the Michigan Maryland game. Maryland's not awful.
They're not.
They're the fourth best team in the Big Ten.
Awful.
They are the fourth best team in the
They
Big
play
Ten.
with a lot of pride. They're not scared. They don't care who they're playing. They're not scared.
No, they weren't scared of the
They're not
Buckeyes.
scared to go on the road.
Well, they interviewed the coach, and he said, I asked my guys to play desperate. Desperate. You got nothing to lose.
No.
Like, play desperate. And they played desperate football.
Well,
They
and
came
the
out.
Buckeyes get everybody's got shot.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I think it's crazy to get that worked up for Buckeye fans. You've got a good team. Sometimes you just don't play good. Sometimes, like you said, you're going to get somebody's best. To play your absolute best, 12 games out of the year, really hard.
Do we think there was a little bit of next week mindset for both teams? Thinking.
I think for sure for all, like, what Ryan Day said after the game, like, I'm waiting 365 days.
You think Michigan had that a little bit? Or?
I think that was out the window of the quarterback.
Is he out? Is he going out?
I don't know. That's why I know him and Edwards were both being hurt. I don't know. I haven't heard what is happening next week. Because Corum tried to come back in, ran the football, and it didn't make out.
I did see before we walked in today, next week, College Game Day and the Big Ten noon kickoff show will both be in Columbus. It's going to be popular.
Oh, it should.
Biggest game
I
of the
mean,
year.
the college football world should all be.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
When you've got two teams, 2 and 3, it's rich.
And it's Ohio State, Michigan.
It's
But we'll move on from the Ohio State Buckeyes. Actually, wait. I do want to say something. I told Chad this before we came on. The Buckeyes are very, very good. I am worried that I think Stroud is the person. I think they're some players just have that thing about him. I just don't. I think he's very good, like great athlete. I just don't think he has that factor, that X factor about him, where he can go into a game and just dominate. Because you see him, we'll go on for one drive, and then the next drives we're just horrible. Like, what are we doing? I don't think he has that extra. I think he's a very talented player, great arm. I just think he's missing that leadership or that X factor about him.
They're fighting in 6
He needs to
days.
find it in 6 days. That's a fact. Just a reminder, Josh did pick Michigan to beat Ohio State in 6 days. He said that last week's podcast. He said that out loud and to win the national title. He said that.
Both signature.
Both.
Both of those signature.
Listen, as long as my team is in the top 4, that's my pick. I'm just picking my team.
Well, listen, I mean,
Listen, Georgia, overall, I think Georgia's the best.
I don't blame you for that. I just think
But I'm just picking.
I'm rooting for a terrible team.
On the way in, I was
Blame my brother.
on the way in. I was
Listen, your brother called out.
on
He's
the
a
way
Ohio
in.
State fan.
He let you be a Michigan fan?
Yeah. So he went to a wrestling camp.
So he's smarter than me.
And he brought things back and just gave them to me. Listen, I do have one picture. Ray, I have it of him wearing the Michigan shirt at Christmas. I have the only copy. Maybe it'd be like a news journal blow up.
I think we need a little bet here.
Well,
Ohio
listen,
State, Michigan
I'm
bet.
not wearing the
Ohio State, Michigan bet.
I'm confident enough to do it.
He's not scared.
I'm not wearing this color. Listen,
I
I think Michigan's in trouble if those two are out. I think they're in big, big trouble.
They're in big trouble if they're in. Well, they ain't never seen athletes like the ones he's won.
That's what they said last year.
all right. I will calm down because we're save this. For,
1 year. 1
They said
year.
last year.
We'll save this for next week. I was thinking about
That's
this.
terrible.
But Big Ten championship shirt.
You know,
What size you want?
Yeah, I don't.
we'll save that for the next podcast. I was thinking about this on the way in, Josh. Specifically about you. How much money would it take someone to pay you to stop being a Yankees fan? And like be a Red Sox fan?
Can you do that?
Like theoretically,
Listen, if
you
you paid me money and I could wear Red Sox stuff,
and you have to, no, you
and
have to generally like it.
I go home and I root for them.
No, you can't. You have to generally like it. Like they offer you $1 million for a Yankee shirt. You do it.
Can you do
I
it?
know money.
For $1 million, I can say absolutely.
We watch professional athletes do it every day.
Like, for me,
you know what I mean? They leave a team and go to the next team.
That's a job. That's a job.
I mean,
You know
I
what
mean, this is fandom.
I
Like, that's
can leave my job to go to another job for something I don't like for a lot of money. People do it all the time for a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying.
But can you internally change that fandom in your mind? I don't think I can. I can tell you, yeah, sure, I'll be a Red Sox fan. Give me all the money. I'll wear a jersey and a hat.
I'm gonna clip that. I'm a Red Sox fan.
But when I go home, I'm still rooting for the Yankees.
No, but you have to. You have to.
I don't think you can.
You have to root for the.
I don't think a true fan can flip mentally. Especially if you've been a fan for so long.
All right, so they offer you $1 million. You couldn't just say, "Okay, I'll be a Red Sox fan."
In my mind, I don't know if you.
I think I could do it if I could still not like.
You gotta wear Emmett Smith Cowboys
Oh
jersey
my
to be a
God.
Cowboys fan, Chad.
I'd wear a Zeke jersey.
No, Emmett Smith. How much money would that cost? Cowboys, be his fan.
So I hate him. But listen, I like money. I would,
Money or hate? Which one?
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's hard.
I'd do it for
I
$500,000.
think it's harder than you think to flip
No, I love Emmett Smith for $500,000.
it. But you would.
I'm just picturing him and I want to punch him.
You could exactly. You could say.
But now he's picturing him and throwing money at him.
Yeah.
You could say you wear the jersey. I don't think you can do it.
Maybe me and Emmett can hang out.
Probably.
Have fun with Barry Sanders.
All right, we'll digress. We'll move on. We kind of slipped in and did our Ohio State Michigan talk right there. So now we're going to take another break, and Josh is going to talk to you about some keys for the Guardians, some people they could add to bolster their season next year.
Not the Yankees?
Not the Yankees, the Guardians. We'll be right back after that.
Hey, Guardians fans, doing a little off-season thinking here, maybe three things that they can do to maybe bolster their roster. And it's really not too far out of the realm of what they could afford and what they could end up doing. Number one thing, offensively, you just got to get better. I think offense is really what killed them again in the Yankee series. I love their pitching. I love their starting pitching. I love their bullpen, even the back end of the bullpen. But offensively, they just need to get better. Jose Abreu makes them better instantly. I think he would fit perfect behind Ramirez in the lineup and give him a little protection. The second thing I would do, Andrew Benintendi, high on base percentage, hits for an average. He's a lefty, can hit with some pop. He plays very good defense. I think he fits right into that outfield. And I know you're going to ask what outfielder maybe we need to get rid of, but that's coming. I would trade. He's at the top right now of what maybe his market would be is Straw. I know he's a Gold Glove outfielder, but again, you have to get better offensively. So maybe I would try to get a hold of Oakland, maybe Murphy, maybe make a trade with Oakland to get Murphy. He can come in behind the plate, instantly makes you better offensively. He's a Gold Glove catcher, had 18 home runs, had a 5.1 WAR. If you're able to make those three moves, I think it makes Cleveland not only a no doubt Central Division champions, but it could make a serious run at a World Series.
And we're back. Thanks, Josh, for that riveting Guardians talk.
No problem.
We'll move on now. We'll move on to some NFL around the league talk. We'll just jump right in. Jeff Saturday comes in. He's a leader of men, and he gets the W. And they're currently beating the Eagles at this very moment. Jeff Saturday, baby.
It's my worst thing.
Stepping in, winning games.
Yep.
No, he's great. Listen, love him.
He's a leader of men. He came out and he said obviously he's counting on his coordinators to do a lot of the heavy lifting, but I think he connects well with players. Like they like him way more than they like Frank Reich. And I can understand that. Like you got a guy who's done it. Like he was a dude for 13 years in their Ring of Honor, and now he's winning games.
Mr. Cole.
What do you think, Chad?
Love
Love
it.
it?
No.
Big Jeff Saturday fan over here.
Yeah.
Big Jeff Saturday.
Maybe that's what the NFL should do. You don't need a resume. I drink beer with you on Saturdays. See what you did got. Maybe Bernie Kosar.
Bernie can bring the talk.
For the Browns?
Yeah, maybe should be the next guy.
I think Joe Thomas would be a better choice.
What's Ernest Byner doing? Brian Brennan.
I did see though Cowher and Joe Thomas both come out very Saturday.
Well, I mean, if I was a coach, I would think he took someone's job.
He did take some job. He got fired. Trey Wright got fired.
No, but Jeff Saturday took someone's job.
But I saw this too. They're talking about, do you want to keep hiring the same guys who've shown that they can't be successful in the NFL?
Well, I mean, if I was a coach and I was a coordinator and I'm putting my time in,
But
I'm putting my time in because I want to be an NFL head coach.
But have coordinators shown that they make great head coaches? Look at Oakland.
No, but I think what Chad's saying is you've got a guy in the system that knows the system. To not give him the interim head coach is kind of a slap.
I agree, but I also think the Colts were looking for that kind of buck the system thing because they were on a bad trend. You know what I mean? They needed to change something drastically, and I think you're seeing results out of it. Like I don't think that what's the difference if they give that defensive coordinator the job between him and Frank Reich? Like, are you really changing it?
The bad thing is, what if he wins a couple of league games and then gets big money? It turns out
I don't think he's gonna get big money. I think he'll get a job again, like next year. I don't think he's gonna get big money.
You think they're going to hire him?
If he can win
what if they hire
4 to
him
5 of his last,
3 years?
he's got to track to the playoffs. Like they only have to win a couple games to make the playoffs. Like,
But I just don't know then why coaches would want to bust their tail as an assistant and come up through the ranks like they're supposed to if you can just
well, I think
go hire your butt.
I mean, I agree. I think it's
Well, look at it. We've seen the trend in baseball.
yeah, they haven't been Boone. Boone's a prime example. He was never he played
And he's not the only one.
and he was on TV.
And you see
And
that,
then he got
you see that
his job.
trend happen.
Well, I mean, he hasn't won that.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't won the title.
And some of his decisions in the playoffs are rather questionable.
But I mean, he's still in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well,
Never
yeah.
had a losing season.
Right. And this was his first non-100 year or 100 win season. But I'm just saying, that's just seeing the trends happen in baseball.
Right.
You see
in basketball.
in basketball.
Yeah, so Steve Nash,
Nash never coached.
Chauncey Billups.
How'd that work?
He's one of the best players in the NBA.
I mean, you go deal with Kyrie Irving. How do you think that job would be? That job would be
Well, listen, Kyrie Irving.
crazy. He's crazy. Also around the league, we had Thursday night game. Got to see Green Bay playing the Titans.
Just when you think
Aaron
Aaron's on
Rodgers,
track.
they knocked him. Watson though,
Yeah.
you finally find a receiver. I mean, you run out of Derrick. They dominated time of possession. They just kept Aaron off the field.
They might be dangerous in the playoffs.
Well, the way they play football makes them dangerous. Come playoff
Mike Vrabel.
time. Ohio State Buckeye.
Well, it's your for
OH.
Go Mike.
But yeah, the way they play football is very physical, very next man up, very we're gonna get after it.
And Tannehill's not terrible.
He's not good, but he's not terrible.
No, he's not. He's not terrible.
He's usable.
Reminds me of less talented Carson Palmer. Yeah, he just couldn't.
He had played.
No, he went to Arizona.
Well, yeah, but his best years were in Cincinnati. Yeah. If you went to Arizona, it's no man.
Maybe he's better.
It's an experience. Anything else happen back in the NFL you guys see? I saw Ndamukong Suh sign.
Yep.
He's now with the Eagles. They signed a couple guys.
Going all in.
Maybe they should be a quarterback.
They have a quarterback. He's currently. They have a quarterback. Chad. His name's Jalen Hurts.
Oh,
Yeah,
how do you do against
he's about
Washington?
yay high tall.
How do you do against Washington?
Chad, you did pick the Commanders.
I did.
I
So
mean-
you all should be you should have some money in your pockets, because I believe I said, like, I guaranteed it.
You did guarantee it.
Go to your bookie.
You locked it down. And they're currently losing right now, are they not?
They are.
To the.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Cool.
Yeah, 13-10.
Yeah.
9 minutes to go in the fourth.
Are they dead? Are the Eagles dead?
Well, listen, I never trusted Jalen Hurts. Ever.
I mean, I don't think they're a Super Bowl team. I think they're a pretty good playoff
Well,
team.
he's a cheap Michael Vick.
They're cheap. I mean, we saw the new Michael Vick. He's a bear.
Well, listen, he's not Michael Vick either, but
He broke Michael Vick's records.
he did. But listen, Justin Fields, I think, has a chance to be really good.
We talked about earlier the it factor. Justin Fields has that it factor.
He's a leader.
Yeah. I mean, he needs to stop coming out saying he can't breathe on the field and stuff, because you're a professional and you're 23 years old. Like,
Listen, I mean, he puts a lot of wear and tear though.
oh yeah.
He's got to learn when not.
Well, he needs an offensive line. Not
Well, I mean,
making money.
even when he's running the football, you don't have to just go.
Like the difference
You know,
between
He's
somebody-
start.
Yeah, so I mean that's bad.
and the difference between like him and let's say Jalen is Jalen's running because it's designed. Justin Fields is running out of survival currently.
Well, he has no offensive line.
Yeah, it's survival. Like
I would love to see Justin Fields somewhere not in Chicago. Someone that had a good line
a good
and some weapons.
good team,
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
better colors.
Seattle maybe.
You said no on your team. Listen, I know my team's like good.
They're a lot. They're offensive line.
It's bad.
Sometimes I see Justin Fields back, like he's still dropping back, and he has to run for his life. Like they can't even hold pass protection that long.
But we also kind of have a surprise in your division. Are the Lions good at football? Won 2 huge games. They're currently beating the Giants right now 24-6. Yeah. Are they good at football?
Listen, I think they play extremely hard. I think they're extremely prideful.
I think they're a quarterback away. Jared Goff is just horrendous. Like
I don't think Jared Goff's as bad as people.
Maybe competing in a division with the Vikings, but I think they need a lot more.
I mean, you got crazy Kirk over there popping chains and shirtless on the plane. Like he's going.
I could never put my money here.
Kirk Cousins.
Oh, listen, I'm starting to believe.
He's feeling the Kirk.
I'm starting to believe.
That team is built for success.
Justin Jefferson.
Here's the thing. I think you could.
He just throws it up.
I think you could plug anybody into that offense and they'd be successful. I think Derek Carr would be successful in Minnesota. You know what I mean? I don't think he has to do that much. Kirk does. He trusts his players and hand the ball. Trusts his guys to make plays.
And they play pretty good defense in Minnesota. They do. Maybe I'm on the train. Maybe I'm on the Cousins train. I still don't think he can beat San Francisco.
I don't think anybody in that division can beat San
I don't believe it. Like their offense looks really good with McCaffrey.
Francisco.
Kyle
Now,
Shanahan.
here's what's going to happen. McCaffrey's going to go off today or next week. I think they're off today. Right?
Yeah.
He'll go off next week. That's what they do. That's what he does.
He wasn't?
He'll get hurt.
I don't think he will. Listen, when Kyle Shanahan was in Cleveland, like I can't believe you let that guy leave your building.
He will.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, because they're telling him what to do. Like
Chad, not a lot of guys want to stay in that building.
He was.
he did.
You look at all the great coaches.
the hell out of him.
Look at all the great coaches that went through our building and say, "Yeah, I don't want to stay here."
But out of all of them, Kyle Shanahan was the guy that I'm like, wow, this guy gets offensive football. And what he's doing with McCaffrey. And listen, he's winning with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G, $10,000 smile.
Like that's not easy. Jimmy Garoppolo looks like he's like 62 years old. Dude, by the way, have you ever seen him on the sidelines? Jimmy Garoppolo looks like he should like get AARP or something. Like it's ridiculous that Jimmy Garoppolo looks that like. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the lineup of Tom Brady's pictures from his rookie year to now? Like, that's what money does.
You ever seen Tom Brady run the 40-yard dash?
I have.
It was ridiculous.
Did you see Matt Ryan run the 40-yard dash last week? He ran the longest run of his career, 47 yards. Like, he's like 35.
Sure, Jeff Saturday called that one.
Oh, for sure. Just a genius.
He's a genius.
I mean, they talk about Shanahan. They're going to be talking about Saturday.
I really hope not. I just like to point out that the Jets Patriots is 3-3. Like, is it bad weather in New England?
I mean, I would imagine.
Like, the Jets should beat them, right?
Zach Wilson's a wild card. You never know what you're going to get.
I think we said it before. I think it was goofy.
I don't know if Bruce Hall played today, but that guy's legit.
But Zach Wilson, he threw 3 picks last time.
Well, yeah, listen. Jets. Jets. I don't know if I've ever seen the Jets be good. Mark Sanchez is Jets pretty
I've never seen it. I mean, Mark, they weren't good. They were okay.
good. They're okay.
Well, what's his face? The old coach. His brother was Rex
Ryan.
It was Rex Ryan.
I love Rex Ryan.
I like Rex Ryan too.
Like,
Sexy
I
Rex.
love, yeah. Like, that guy has like a foot fetish or something. Like, what the hell is wrong with that guy?
But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen the Jets be good. They've been
No.
average. Like they haven't beat New England
Well,
at New England since
Chad, you
2000.
remember Joe Namath?
Yeah, you were there.
That's a big comment. No, I mean, I don't remember. Listen, I don't like Joe Namath either.
Broadway Joe.
Yeah, no. Not a fan. I like Zach Wilson better. Couldn't stand Mark Sanchez.
Hey, if you've heard the rumors about what Zach Wilson does, you should like him.
What does Zach Wilson do?
I mean, there's just some things about his teammates and their moms going around.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a fan of Zach. Well, all right, Zach, good job, buddy. Weird. I'm like, that's a weird.
For sure. Like, he just wanted them to be able to call him dad.
Is that what did he say that?
No, he didn't say that. That was the rumor, though, that was going around.
My advice to Zach Wilson would be like, you should come out and say it.
Own it.
Yeah, just own it. Like, I wanted you to call me dad.
Tom Brady last week goes into Germany and gets a win.
What was the last one of his career?
Beats a pretty good Seattle team. Yeah, you need to jump on the. Hey, you know how you're in the Kirk train?
Yeah.
You need to get on the Tom train.
I could never.
Your life would have been so much happier.
Listen, I would have been because, like, I've watched Tom Brady's. He's broken my heart several times. I was so happy when they played Atlanta. So after halftime, he broke my heart. I'm like, yeah, he's going to do it again.
Yeah.
Then Pete Carroll decides to throw the ball. Did it again.
Oh, did you see that interview Marshawn Lynch and Aaron Rodgers did together? On
No.
Thursday Night Football? So they played together in college. And he's sitting there and he's like, Aaron goes, we won the Super Bowl. It's when you went to Seattle. You could have had a ring. And Aaron goes, well, he's probably never played this. He goes, I played in Buffalo. I don't mind this, but people don't want to tackle. Could you imagine if Marshawn Lynch ended up with Green Bay?
Oh, I just don't understand why it's like, why you put that in Russell. That might be the dumbest play call of all time.
It's up there, for sure.
And then you run a slant, you don't even run like a fade?
Well, I think you run a fade, you don't make that. Like, that's a low.
Like back shoulder in the corner.
That's a low percentage.
Only
catch.
where your guy can get, like, how do you throw, like,
Yeah.
let's talk about Russell Wilson
He
in
stinks.
that Super Bowl. How do you make that, like, that throw has to be my guy or nobody. Like, you're either going to catch this or it's going 15 rows in the stands.
Well, we'll talk about Russell. I think we're seeing this downfall of Russell Wilson. And I think it started with Team 3 became a thing. When he started, his players couldn't talk to him. They had to go talk to his media member to get to talk to him.
Well, listen.
That can't be a thing.
That's never good.
That can't be a thing. Like,
And I like Russell.
I don't know if I like
I did. I like Russell Wilson. But if that's really true,
I think he's fake.
that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
That's a true thing. That's how it was in Seattle.
That's not good.
So if I want to be like, hey, Russell,
No, you have to talk Team 3. Schedule time.
hey, like, want to see if Russell maybe wanted to get a hamburger later. Wanted to see maybe eat some french fries.
Here at Team 3, we don't eat beef. So,
But
we get some avocado ice cream with Tom Brady.
Tom Brady wouldn't eat avocado. Like, that's what kind of guy Tom Brady is.
In a winner.
And a winner. All right, we'll move on. We'll move on to some NFL picks. We're only going to pick the Monday night and Thursday night games today because we're going to do another podcast before the Ohio State Michigan game. So we'll give some scores as well since we only got 4 games today. Who we got first, Josh, on Monday night?
49ers at the Cardinals.
Ooh,
49ers.
how much?
52-0.
50.
Jimmy G goes off.
What did you pick the other week? 7-3?
Hey, listen, that was could have been 7-3.
Good thing.
I also think
We got 3-3 game right now.
we do.
Oh.
Let's see if somebody scored. No, they all
Still 3-3.
Yeah.
Who you got? Who you got, Josh?
I'll go with 49ers 38-10.
38-10. 49ers. Both pick 49ers. I'm gonna actually pick an upset today. And it's gonna be
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray at 4'2".
Pretty decent collegiate baseball player.
Yeah.
Not as good as Russell.
Tom Brady was really good.
Tom Brady does not.
Tom Brady, yeah. You mentioned a good collegiate baseball player.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
drafted by the Expos.
was he? Yeah. The Expos didn't want
Good
him.
human being, Super Bowl winner.
Giselle doesn't think he is.
Well, Giselle's got
Giselle's not a winner.
Giselle's,
Oh, she is a winner.
Giselle's got
Why
herself
she
a
like
black
Tom Brady?
She got herself a black belt now.
Antonio Brown?
No. Some kind of like murderer, like guy. Like, serious karate dude.
I hope he beats Tom Brady up.
He loses to Tom Brady.
Listen, Tom Brady can do a lot of things.
Tom Brady just called Vince Wilfork.
Fight can't be one of them.
He just called Vince Wilfork.
Like, I feel like Tom Brady lives in like Greenwich, Connecticut.
Tom Brady is Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Like, Tom Brady's that guy that goes to Starbucks every morning and gets like a white chocolate.
Easy. Not white chocolate. Easy.
Like, I just feel like he's that guy. He has like a sweater tied around his neck.
But yeah, we'll digress. Yes, I'm going to take the Cardinals to upset the 49ers, and I'll go 24-21.
There's no reason.
24 points. Who we got starting on Thursday?
Thursday, Thanksgiving, Bills at the Lions.
Woo! That could be a game.
Could be good.
Who you got, Chad?
Maybe the Lions are as bad as.
I mean,
Maybe they're not. Jared Goff, he's from town. He is. But I can't. Every part of me wants to. No, we're going to go Bills. We're going to go Bills, but I think it's going to be close. We'll go 31-27 Bills.
you got, Josh?
I would say Bills 24-17.
I know I said I was picking it up.
No, we already did.
You already did.
I'm going to pick 2.
Pick the baseball player.
I'm going to pick 2.
Not the Expos guy.
But it's not going to be this game. I'll take the Bills. 28-21. They're just better overall. I think the Lions are scaring some teams and doing some things good. I just don't think they have it against that defense.
I watched them on Hard Knocks. Like, they went to work.
Oh, like
Like, but listen, like, you can form a line.
oh,
They went to work on Hard Knocks. Like,
did you just say their coach is a former?
yeah, he has coaching.
Interesting.
He's coached one of the
It's just interesting.
kind of Christian
Thanks
high
for saying.
school with a losing record. He can win games in the NFL. Just can't win them in high school. Makes a lot of sense. High school's a lot harder.
So I mean, yeah, we'll move on. Who we got next?
The New York Football Giants against the America's team at Dallas.
Did you just say that out loud? Maybe. I just puked in my mouth.
Just for you.
I picked him on the Super Bowl and I just puked in my mouth.
There's no way that's America's.
No. It's Green Bay Packers.
I don't know if there is an America's.
Definitely not a California team.
No.
They can do it from their own games.
No. Yeah.
Who we got? Chad?
Well, I would never, ever pick the Cowboys under this money. So we'll go with the football Giants.
Score.
17-14.
17-14. How about you?
That's actually
With America's team.
Listen, I don't like Dallas at all. No, I'd have to go with the Giants. As an upset.
But you know the Giants are currently losing to the
Yeah,
Detroit.
I'm gonna say. Well, listen.
The Detroit Lions are better than them.
I can't go chalk all the way, and I'm gonna have to root, or not root. I'm gonna have to pick a team I don't like for the next one. So I'm gonna go upset. Giants beat Cowboys.
You think that's an upset?
I do.
I don't think it's an upset. They're both very good teams. The records are about
I
the
think
same.
the Cowboys have a
I don't understand how the Giants are good.
I think the
Yeah.
Cowboys have a better roster.
Like, your quarterback's from Duke. Duke basketball school. Shouldn't be that good.
Yeah, I'll say Giants upset.
Score?
24-21.
I'm also going to take the Giants. I picked the Cowboys.
You picked the Cowboys.
I picked the Cowboys. Here's my thing, though.
You want them to go to 64?
If you look at the last few years, though, in like Thanksgiving games, they always have. So we're gonna move.
No, but they can they're probably gonna get beat by Minnesota tonight.
They might.
And if they lose, if you pick them to lose that, they're 6-5.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
I'm gonna take the Giants. Though. I think they'll beat them. It's just a trend on Thanksgiving. Cowboys have to do their best football. So I'm gonna go 24-14. And the last one.
Last game is Bill Belichick and the Patriots at the Vikings.
It's the Vikings. He's gonna take the Vikings.
Boy. I love Bailey Zapp. I think one of the Kirk Cousins trade.
He's on the Kirk Cousins trade.
Listen, earlier on in the podcast, I said never trust Kirk. I would never trust him.
I still don't trust him in a big game.
But I trust Justin Jefferson. And I trust their defense. So I'm going Vikings. 35.
35. Ugh. Dude, I want to hear. I can't wait to hear it. I can't hear these words come out of his mouth. Because remember last week he wouldn't do it. He said, "I won't pick it."
The purple team wins.
Who's the purple team?
From Minnesota. The Twins.
Minnesota.
The Twins are the baseball team.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Vikings beat the Pats. Let's go 31-17.
Now remember, I did say I had two upsets. So I'm gonna take the Patriots here. I'm gonna do this because one thing that Bill Belichick does really well is take away your best weapon. And I think he neutralizes Justin Jefferson, and then it's on Kirk Cousins to win a game. And I will take that bet all day if it's just Kirk. So I'm gonna take the Pats.
Other weapons.
I'm gonna take the Pats 21-10. 21-10.
Listen, if you want to go with 3.
I mean, I have the best record of all of us.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's not even close.
I feel like I'm.
Like, you're down like 4 or 5 games.
Right, well, I just made up 3 on Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna go leave me down again. And I gave you the command.
Well, I picked the Giants.
Did you pick the Giants? Did I pick the Giants?
Yeah. And I picked the Bills. So you're only going on 2 games if you get tonight's game or Monday night's game in.
Okay.
Well, we'll move on. Finish up today. Obviously, a little bit shorter. We're going to be putting out another podcast Thanksgiving morning, more than likely, covering everything coming up this weekend in NFL. But most importantly, the Ohio State Buckeyes are going to play that team more.
6 days.
6 days.
The game.
The game. The game that will end poorly for him.
It will win Portland.
I mean, he has no faith in his team
That's
to win this game. He said it. He wouldn't take the bet, remember?
Listen,
He had no faith.
Listen, I am not wary of those comments. I don't care. That doesn't mean anything. I don't have faith in them.
That's what you said. I heard it.
Won't
Oh, so you don't have to bet on those colors. We could do something else. You could wear a Red Sox jersey.
That's worse.
You do the pocket one chip challenge.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe we let Luca decide.
No one wants to see me ball.
I bet you we do. Comment below if you want to see Josh. Comment below if you want to see Josh Bauman
For
on
sure.
this podcast.
I bet you get more likes than you think.
Yeah, I bet you do.
No, I can't.
Listen, there's probably a whole audience out there for people.
Problem is, it's weird.
It's weird. It is weird.
But yeah, so coming up on Thursday, you'll get some more NFL talk. We'll get a couple more basketball games, maybe we'll slice some basketball in there. Hopefully, Chad's been really focusing on watching basketball.
I watched the Memphis Grizzlies. John Morant. It was terrible. Absolutely horrible.
But definitely talk about some college football talk, being that it is rivalry weekend coming up. Yeah.
Did they take traveling out of basketball? Or is it not a foul anymore? Like, it was a
Jordan got away with it for years.
Yeah, that's true.
Stop.
I mean, Jordan is the second best player of all time. So LeBron.
That is the most ridiculous statement that's been made on the show.
There's Jordan and there's the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Jordan.
Hey, listen, Jordan never won in Cleveland.
That's true.
That's how you're gonna go.
Yep.
Take
win
the
in Cleveland.
Cavaliers to
Do you know what the Bulls were when Michael Jordan got there? They were worse.
Ah,
Yes, they were. They were.
Listen, Jordan left, Bulls still made it. LeBron left, the worst team in the NBA.
that's a fact.
Won in Cleveland.
I can never take anything you guys say
Listen,
seriously.
Michael Jordan, probably the greatest athlete in basketball. Couldn't win in Cleveland.
He was never in Cleveland.
And like you could say,
If Michael Jordan was on that Cavs team in the 90s, they win titles.
maybe he couldn't do it. Was it?
He was 42 years old. He still dropped 20 on those pumps.
It's okay, Chad. We understand your favorite player is the second greatest of all time.
He's not. He's the
No one
greatest.
chooses
of all time.
him yet.
Yeah.
That's the most ridiculous statement.
And that's LeBron.
Hey, are we sure he's number 2? Because we got this guy named Kobe too.
Listen, I want you to know bad about Coach is dead. But I will if you want to put him ahead of Michael.
I said maybe. Like they're like the same player. So.
No, I think Kobe's
All right,
two.
this is getting crazy. We gotta get out of here.
Kobe's
Thanks
two.
for watching.
LeBron's like.
Cleveland, this is for you.
I don't know where LeBron is. Maybe he's in the top 10.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in on Thursday. Thanks, guys.
I hate LeBron.
See you guys.
Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in to episode 4 of Sports Talk with Hardball Unlimited. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Thanks, and have a great day.